let's do this right here. Perfect. Can you see the screen? Am I good?
I see it. Looks awesome.
All right. Well, again, thanks everyone for joining us today. And I'll introduce myself again in a second, but I'm David White with Handbid, and we're excited about this new product, Digital Scene Theme Builder. We have a web release for this, and excited to show you what that looks like, how to set it up today, and why we built it. And then, yeah, we'll get into some more of the details later, but let's see here. Again, welcome to the webinar. We will be recording this and it will be available to view later. So if you have to jump early, don't worry, we will have this, we'll send it to you via email, or you can find it on our website. And then ask questions. Let us know if you know, what you think about the webinar, and if there's anything that seems a little odd or you need some clarification on while we're going through it. And then give us feedback, let us know what you thought. And let us know if there's something that you think could help with your event in using Digital Scene. So our presenters today, you got Jeff Porter here. He is the CEO and founder of Handbid. It says, Jeff, nonprofit fundraiser since 2004. You founded Handbid in 2011, but you're a color master. That's what it says here. You're a color master.
I don't know about that.
And
I think what you meant to say is that my team thinks that I'm too anal retentive when it comes to color palettes.
Yeah. No. We'll put that one on Melissa. Melissa set this one up. RGBA, hex values, you know it all. So we'll get into that in a little bit. And then again, David White. I've been with Handbid for the last 4 years, and design guru. Yes, if you for your white labels, you've probably spoken with me in the past, and then for this, we'll definitely have a little bit of insight for you.
Yeah, and just a quick thing on the 2011 comment there. So this is our 10-year anniversary at Handbid, and we are going to throw a party at the end of this month. So if you guys are in Denver at the end of this month, let us know. Because over at Fiddler's Green Amphitheater, we are going to be having a Handbid 10-year anniversary party. And we always love for our clients to attend those things.
Come celebrate with us. Yeah, it's an exciting year. Yeah. All right. So let's see here. The agenda today. First, we're going to cover what is Digital Scene. Then we're going to hop into, do you even need this? And it might not be for everyone, but we sure think that it could benefit most of you. Looking to have a pretty cool design with your Handbid website. We've got some tips that we're going to cover, especially regarding colors and how that's going to work. And then we're going to jump into a demo and end with a little Q&A session. So I think we should just get started. Let's see here. What is Digital Scene? Well, it's a custom theme editor, but Jeff, let you jump in.
I know. And my team was wondering, why in the heck did you call it that? But we want your digital presence to be exactly how you want, right? So let's talk a little bit about it. What does Digital Scene mean? It is the power of Handbid designed your way. Okay, so what we've done is opened up a ton of different elements in terms of your web presence so that you can customize those and make it look more how you want your event to look, or your theme, or your organizational's brand. So we're talking fonts, text, colors, images, all of it. I will say you need to be a little careful because design can be tricky. There are some tricks to it. We're going to walk you through that. If you're not a color person, or you're just really not a graphics person, you're probably going to want to seek some help on it, because it's a pretty simple tool to use. And if you kind of understand how colors work, I think you'll get through it pretty quickly. So definitely reach out to either to us or to a design person to help you with it if you need to. Okay, so do you need it? Most of you probably don't. And Handbid has gone a long time without allowing you to do a ton of customization. We'll talk a little bit about what we've done with white labels, but for the most part, we want the user experience to be really good. And especially when you get into web accessibility, and what is that? And that is making sure that the site works for those that either are hearing, visually impaired, and need voiceover or need, some sort of a visual improvement. And so when you go through that process, stuff like contrast ratios, making sure that, there's a difference between the background and the foreground when you're reading text and that kind of stuff, all those things come into play and they're important. And so for us, we went through all of that when we designed the original Handbid layout. And so we were pretty, I would say picky about it, just wanting to make sure that your users had a great experience. But we also realized that you want to express a certain theme, right? That you either want to theme it for your event or you need to brand it towards your organization. And so that is why we built it. And I think it's also for those that really feel strongly about that, that's why you need it.
Perfect. And then again, you have consider getting support for design and implementation. I mean, it's key, and we can get into it in understanding how your site should have that same accessibility. Like when you're going into building your site, it should have that same color palette that is easily accessible to your donors. Well, let's see here. Next, design tips, Jeff.
Yeah, so colors get a little bit tough. If you are part of an organization that's already got a brand, it's really easy because your marketing department or somebody else is going to give you the colors that they want you to use. If you're trying to build a theme or you're trying to just do something a little bit different, then you're going to need to pick out a color palette, because you're going to see here when we go through here that you're going to be pasting in a lot of color values. I prefer what I call the hue, saturation, brightness method, which is going to give you variations of the same color. And I think you can do some really nice design with that. You're going to see some of the designs that we've done here are just really loud and boisterous, just to kind of show you how bold that you can get. But I think if you're looking for a more polished, softer feel, you'll be able to find that by grabbing a main color and then building some variations off of it with HSB. And we'll show you a tool that does that for you. That makes it a lot easier. On the font side, we are going to expose somewhere on the order of 20 or 25 Google fonts for you to pick from. We'll continue to improve or add to that list as time goes on. There's some really good ones in there. Obviously, our favorite's Lato because that's our font. But outside of that, Work Sans, I think kind of the clean sans serif type fonts, Source Sans or Roboto are also really good choices if you're not sure.
Yeah, so let us know if you do it and you need a certain font. Well, we might be able to put it in there for you, right, Jeff? As long as it's Google. It's got to be a Google font.
There's some effort involved in that, so it's not going to be a free for all for sure.
All right, and then tools to use. Color design, Adobe Color. Jeff, why is Color Adobe a good tool?
Well, because I was talking to you about how you can pick a variation. So you're looking here, and this is kind of an ugly looking view of the colors here, but Adobe's got a couple of different ways that they will help you pick a main color and some variations off of it. So I would go there if you need to find something from scratch. I think you'll find it really easy. And then Dave, why don't you talk a little bit about where you can get images to use on the site?
Yeah, and well, I'll speak back to the color just real quick. Some of you might not have a red or a green to use or a purchase color to use. And so that is kind of the benefit of this Adobe Color, is it will tell you these are the greens, these are the reds, these are the colors that would fit, because you need a winning color, you'll need a losing color. So just keep that in mind. But then the images, yeah, so these are just free stock images. You need to make sure that you're using images that aren't going to get you in trouble down the road. And so these are commercial use sites that you can go and get stock photos from. Unsplash, Pexel, these are completely free. These they have thousands and thousands of photos. Just type in kind of a word that matches your theme or style, and you can source a photo there. And then iStock, it is a little bit more expensive, or it's more expensive than free, but they have the most photos and probably the best quality photos. So it's worth the investment if you do want to find some specific images that are going to look good. And then last thing here, and I can speak to this too, in the Works Handbid theme site, we have some pre-built themes. We've started to work on them, and we are going to make those available to you guys, so you can just kind of copy and paste, and we'll show you how to do that in our demo. But yeah, hopefully we can make it a little bit easier there, especially if you want a Christmas theme or a Mardi Gras, Easter, Hanukkah, whatever it might be. Let's see. Anything else, Jeff? Good?
I think we're good. Yep.
Perfect. Enough. Let's see it.
All right. Yes, I want to share my screen and show you some cool stuff. So I'm going to start with Adobe Color because David just mentioned that one. And just to kind of show you over here, I've got a color mode of HSE. What is that? Well, hue is on the color wheel, and it's 360 degrees. So it starts up here at the top and goes all the way around. And so really what it's doing is you just pick, I like this idea of shades. Like I could build a site off of variations like this, but you know, if you wanted to get real crazy, you can go analogous and it's going to find things. If you look here, kind of roughly in the same hue range, and then you're just messing with saturation and brightness of stuff, right? You know, but you can have complementary, split complementary, these all just different, you know, theories around how you can match colors if you're looking for something, but it's fun, right? I mean, this, you can find some cool stuff in here if you're looking for it. All right. Let's go here to the editor. Now you're going to see an icon on your screen called the digital theme editor. If you click it, it doesn't do anything or pops up with an error. We probably need to enable it for you. So you just need to reach out to us if you've purchased Digital Scene, and you'll be able to turn this on. Okay, once you click on it, the very first thing that's going to pop up is this welcome screen here. I've turned it off. If you read it and you don't need to see it anymore, you can click on this box here, but it does have a link to our handbook, and I would recommend that you go check this thing out. And so that will it will load in a different page here, and it's going to show you how to customize it. It's going to walk through all the steps on how you load everything in our knowledge base. But there's also, and kudos to Melissa, who spent a lot of time on this. We have a very extensive handbook on how to go through and modify all this stuff. So we're not going to walk through it in the handbook. We're going to walk through it on the site. Okay, so let's get started here. And the first tab is going to be your contact information. Okay, so this is where you can put in some information. You know, maybe this is, and I'm in the, I'm in our favorite university, Monsters University, David. And we have set up the 2021 Scare Games event. And so we might need to do service at monstersu.edu, right? And I can show a phone number down here if I want. And I also can show a footer address if I'm looking for that. And you know, Google will help you. So I don't think there's a Monsters University, but we'll pick the laugh floor over in Disney here, okay? And then on the logos side, this is where you're gonna drop in your site logo, okay? And so I can go in here and we can just pick a logo file. And let's see here, which is the logo I want? I think I want this guy here. So we'll pick this logo, we'll put that up at the top, and then let's pick a header image. And oh, I don't know, maybe this one. And let's put a footer image in here. Maybe this guy here. All right, so I got my header image, I got my footer image. You can do loading gears. You know those little Handbid gears, I'm not gonna do them, but the green and blue ones, you can change those out if you want, okay? And we're gonna talk about gradients here in a second, and then I'm gonna pick my font, okay? And we'll try to show you what that font looks like down below here as you're kind of looking through them. You can pick one that kind of matches what you're looking for. And we've got quite a few in here, so you might need to flip through them a little bit to see. Okay, now I'm not going to go any farther yet. I'm going to go ahead and update this guy. Okay, now I want to go back in. Oh, let's not show that again. And what I want to do is I want to preview it. Now here's, all of you who are saying, can I preview my auction without anybody else seeing it? Well, now here's your chance, because no one else is ever going to see this landing page until you share it with them, because there's no way to find it from Handbid. Okay. So I'm going to go my little launch manager here, and I'm going to publish the site because right now it's hidden. Okay. And that's telling Handbid you want to start showing it. And then let's just go take a peek. All right. So a couple things I'm looking at here. First is that I need to tone down this header up here a little bit. And we're going to do that with our handy dandy gradients we're going to show you. You see the font has changed. So we're using this Cardo font. And then down below here, I've got my footer, and it's kind of hard to see all that text on there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in here, and then we've got these gradients. And, you know, maybe I want to use a blue gradient, but, you know, maybe I want to kind of put, let's do this. Let's grab a blue gradient, and then I'm going to grab another blue gradient. I'm going to make it a little bit darker. And here's what the problem is going to be. Let's update this. And then let's go back in and take a look. Well, actually, we'll just go over here and do this. We'll just refresh. Okay, so image is gone. Gradient looks better. Okay, so if we want some of the image to come through, then what we've got to do is we've got to go in here and we've got to adjust the transparency. Okay, and to do that, I've got a handy little slider here, and let's go down to maybe 70% transparency, and let's just see what this looks like here. So it's going to let some of the image through, and you know what? Let's just save some time since we're in a webinar here. Let's just copy this down to the footer and save this guy, and then we'll go back in here and see what's this going to do now. All right, so like it better, right? I got a little bit of the image coming through. I can see the logo, it pops. I don't love the white around it, but I'd fix that later. And then down below here, I like the bottom, right? It's not definitely much more readable. So let's work on colors, okay? And funny as it might be, I actually have a kind of found this, and I thought this was kind of cool. Let me just pull this up and show it to you. I went on the web and I was like, give me a Monsters University color palette. So I found that. Okay. So we can steal some of these colors and kind of walk through, you know, kind of that green would be great for a winning bitter color. So let's go in here. And let's go here, and then let's put in, let's see here, 119, 163, 37. All right. So, and that one means 100% opaque, right? So that means no transparency. I don't think you want any transparency on any of these kind of colors. And then that primary color, that is, you know, what you're going to see here is we've labeled all these guys. What are they? The primary color is kind of that standard old Handbid blue that you've seen. And this is going to show up in a lot of places. And we're going to use 64, 188, 188. Okay. And then our losing color, let's use the purple that was in there, 109, 89. What the heck am I typing in? I am typing in red, green, blue values. You could use hex if you wanted to. You know, we're not going to walk through what all of these things mean, but in a lot of cases, if you've ever had to enter in something before, you're going to use values like this. Okay. And then the beauty of this is now what I would do here's how I would quickly do this. If I were you guys, is these are the standard Handbid colors. This is what you're going to see out of the box. Okay. I'd match them. So if I made if that old blue, that was the Handbid blue, I've changed that now to this. Everywhere else I saw that Handbid blue down here to start, I'd use the same one. Okay. And then everywhere else I saw that darker Handbid blue, I'd go through and put that guy in. Okay. And then down here, same thing. Here's that. We'll put that guy in here. And then everywhere I saw that losing color, which was in ours is pink. Let's just go ahead and paste that in all over the place. And then you can adjust. Okay. And what are all these things? So these are your button colors, right? So bid now, buy now, cancel, register now, continue, your max bid button. Let's leave them gray for now. Actually, we have a new gray. Let's put this new one in here, 135, 133, 155. We'll just use the same for both of those guys. And then we have this purchase color here, and maybe for now, let's leave that orange. We're going to probably want to change that later. And then this live stream chat, let's make it the same as these old ones here. Okay. All right. So good. Let's update this guy. Oh, this is so much fun. What is it going to look like? All right. Well, here we go. So we got purple down here. We got the green. Let's take a look at an item. Sweet. So, oh, let's open this item so we can see what the bidding controls look like. So let's go back over here, and we're going to have to open this guy. All right. Hey, not bad. What do you think, David?
Yeah, pretty good. The green, the green actually looks like our brand.
It does. It's not far off from ours.
It's
When
pretty
I
close.
looked at it, you know,
is that the Mike, was it Wazowski green?
it must be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, but we can mess with it if we need to. But you know, if we go back over here, a couple things. Maybe I don't want these to be the menu items. You know, maybe here on the overview page, I want to customize more of what this says. So that's the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we are going to go to labels and look what you get to do. So this can be details. Maybe I want this to say the auction. Maybe this is going to say live video. I'm making stuff up as we go, David. Buying tickets, maybe we want to say get ticks. I'm sure none of you would ever say that. Register now. How about maybe support us? Call us. No one wants to be called anymore. I know that, but anyway, we'll say call us. So, and then down below, remember it said about this event. Maybe we would say Scare Games info, and then the welcome will see Scare Games details, and we'll say all about the Scare Games. Oops. And then let's leave the rest for now. Let's update these guys and let's see what's happened here. So let's do a quick refresh. Here's our Scare Games info, all about the Scare Games, the details. Okay, we didn't touch event map yet, but look, here's our new menu items that allow us to change kind of whatever we want. Pretty cool. All right, let's keep going, huh? So underneath here, you could change more of these if you wanted to. Where is it? I can't spell today, David. I can't type either. Thanks to our supporters. We don't have any sponsors in here, so this may not show up. And then live event, maybe. And this goes above the live stream. All right, let's sneak over here, fundraising. Okay. Most of the fundraising stuff, the thermometer and whatnot, those are all kind of using pre-existing colors, but you can change the thermometer color. Okay, so the mercury color, so the thermometer itself has a background and you can change that. So if you needed this background to be a, you know, maybe a real dark gray, we could do that. Let's just quickly refresh, go to support us. Okay, and we don't have the thermometer showing, so we show it. And show our goals. So there, see how it's a real dark, that doesn't look really good, but you get the point, you know, kind of how you can customize that. That mercury color is always going to be that success color. Okay. Awesome. So a couple things we want to also talk about. One of them is, how do you share this with other people? And when somebody logs in, like, what are they going to see, right? So we have a QR code thing here. And if you click that, it's going to generate a QR code for this event, which you can then download and share with everybody else. This is going to take people directly to that landing page. Okay. Now, what you need to understand is, oops, let's go here. This landing page is a completely enclosed. It's still a Handbid URL, but there's no way for them to leave this landing page to go to the standard Handbid events site. Okay, even if this person logs in or registers. So if I come in here and create an account, all right, let's agree to terms. I am not a robot, I'm a monster. So you see, hey, there's our gradient box there. So that design, well, we need to fix this logo. But now we can start bidding. Okay, so I'm going to start bidding. And if I go here to my name, you'll see everything for Handbid is enclosed inside of this landing page. So I can see my data, but I can't get out of here into the main Handbid site. So you're going to need to use that URL. Okay, so if you're used to using other platforms who completely, didn't have a publishable URL anywhere, then it's going to be fairly similar. You're going to need to share either this here or that QR code.
So quick question, and I'm back on that page, Jeff. There's a lot of different color mapping. I mean, if you go back to where you just were, you've got your invoice was a purple color and your button color was a green color. What would be the best way for people to know how exactly to change each and every element on this page other than what you see here? Because it almost seems like there's more elements and colors on the website than what you're given with button colors and main colors.
Yeah, so what we did was we wanted to give you a lot of customization ability, but we didn't want to so overwhelm you that you could change every button on every page to be something different, right? And most design doesn't work that way anyway, right? I mean, you pick a palette and you try to reuse it so that there's some consistency in the screens. I would recommend that you go to this handbook that you download and we were showing you earlier. And if you go down through here, lots of information in here. What we're going to show you is we're going to give you all the fonts and stuff that are in here, but we're also going to show you, if I get down there, we're going to show you every element on the page and then what it maps to. So if you're trying to figure out how do I change this background of the selected menu item, then that's 8. And you go down here and it's the selected menu item background color that's in that list. Okay. So every page we went through and we did almost all the pages. So here, here's the what you need to know. We'll show you that the 1 here is the info box color. The 2 is the text, right? The 4 here is the hyperlink text color. Okay. So don't worry about the colors. The reason why this site looks like it does is because we needed to make the colors contrast so much that you would be able to identify them. So I wouldn't recommend this design to anybody except for illustration purposes.
No, I got to pop Melissa. Your design's great.
Yes, Melissa,
thank you
for making every single color different, Melissa. Thank you for doing that. But you can see there's a lot in here, right? That you can go through and try to figure out how to customize. Okay. If something's not making any sense, by all means, reach out to us. Here you're looking at peer-to-peer. We didn't even talk to you about that, but peer-to-peer, it's all the same, right? So if you're, kind of customizing a peer-to-peer website, you're going to be able to go through and see exactly where those colors go as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. You're not limited just to the auctions. You can do peer-to-peer. You can run a campaign and design it if you want.
Yep. We'll walk you through where the labels go, so you can see where those are. Fundraising, as I mentioned to you earlier, the Mercury colors are set, but you get to change the background of that thermometer if you want to do that. Okay. We have a whole thing about gradients and this thing called an alpha channel. All that is the transparency percentage, which is this slider right here. Okay. Then we show you how to launch your site and get it ready for users. Okay. So let's go on to the last thing real quick, and then we'll start taking some questions here, which is the ability to import and export settings. Okay. And you don't have to, I know this looks really, really scary, but this makes it really easy to make sure that the settings file is good. And if you have settings that came in from somewhere else, you literally could put them in here and update this. And it's not going to be too far off from what we just did, but I did this yesterday, and see, I fixed the logo. So what you're looking at here is me literally just pasting in a settings file. So when we talk about building out a theme site, we're going to give you files like this that allow you to kind of instantly drop in and put these settings in.
Especially for those of you that keep a consistent brand year over year. I mean, very important. You can just go into last year's theme, copy that script, and then just paste it directly into your next year's event, and you don't have to sit there and make adjustments and do it all over again.
Well, and to that point, also, if we went in here and you went to copy an auction, if I go to duplicate this, I can now clone those theme settings here. So if you're going to do the same thing as the year before, that's the way I would do it.
Even better.
But let's show a couple of the other ones that we have in here. I think we're kind of fun. So here's a Mardi Gras theme that we did, actually that David did, just to kind of show you how you can make this thing really pop. Okay. I love the logo up here, David. I think that's great. And then we also did a cocktails and candy canes, right? Love this font for cocktails and candy canes. Got a little, peppermint candy logo. Okay. Got some good transparency on the menu here with the background. Good gradient there on the live stream program. This looks really sharp. Browse item.
If you want the theme, it might cost you though. These are David exclusives right here.
Yeah. What's it going to cost, David? Probably a bag of beef jerky would be my guess.
No. I'm joking. No, you can have my theme. It's a great theme.
You'll see a couple of things we don't, we're not going to let you mess with, and this came up earlier. The puzzle is a product of Handbid, so you can't change the name of it, but you can still have one, and a lot of this has already been rethemed. So you're certainly welcome to use that if you want to do that. Okay. So I know one question that came up when I was going through here was, okay, great. Does this work on a mobile device? The short answer is yes, because our site, as you know, is web enabled. So it's responsive, and this is going to look the exact same as it would on the mobile web. And I don't know, David, should we show them something cool?
I think you should. Because the app, everyone loves the app. We got to show them the app.
So the real question would be, is there any plans to expand this into the app? And the answer to that is, yeah, it's in the works. And I don't usually show you guys stuff that's not done, but it looks cool, and it's not completely done. So, but it is kind of fun. Let's pull my phone over here.
Oh, wow.
And let's go in here and let's find the scare games. Here we are, Monsters University. Let's register for it. Why not? Okay, so I've got my gradient in here. Let's get bidding, and my colors are all different. That's pretty cool. My items with my different colors in here. So anyway, it's in the works. Let's what else is out there, David? Let's do Mardi Gras. Was that one of them?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you're on. You're probably on a different server.
Mardi Gras auction. Let's browse this one. Oh, there it goes. Woo!
Took a second, but yeah, that's awesome.
There you go, the Handbid app. It's coming. It's not completely done, but as you can see, it's on its way. And this is where you got to make adjustments, right? I mean, obviously Mardi Gras auction isn't going to work for some of these menu items here, and you're going to have to adjust them to kind of figure out how to make that.
Or just flip your colors. Put purple on top and green on bottom, and you'll be good.
There you go. There you go.
Let's see it.
Look at this one. Oh, I like the green. That works. So anyway, in the works, it's coming. It's not done. Don't tell me some of the colors aren't mapped over yet, because they're not, I know. But hey, for a start, it's not bad. So yes, that will be coming as an addition to Digital Scene. We're also going to be looking at allowing you to put more of a customized sponsor section on your landing page. So that's also in the works, where you can have different sponsor levels and whatnot. So with that said, let's drop back over to the.
You want to pop on the, I can share my screen again if you want.
Yeah, why don't you share your screen? I'll stop.
Perfect. Let's see here. There we go. So Jeff, what if you want more customization?
We offer that. And why would you need that? So, because you cannot change the layout in many of these pages. If you look, you're changing fonts and colors. So if you need layouts changed, if you need us to really start to customize certain elements of it, you know, if you want to change the domain it comes from, if you want it to be on your own domain, you can do that. If you want to customize the welcome emails that get sent out with your brand, we can do that. We can make it look like everything comes from you. We can do all of those things. It's a white label. Okay. It's not this. Okay. So it's basically just, you know, kind of one step beyond this. And we've white labeled apps. We've white labeled event sites. Once you forward ahead, and we can kind of show some folks here what we're able to do.
We have a few examples. Here's a website we did. This is for a hockey league. Pretty cool. We can pop through. This is the Echo Health Alliance virtual benefit, and this is their live stream page. And they wanted a bunch of menu items stripped out and a unique tab up top for fund and need. So we did that for them. And on that page, we hid the left menu, and it just showed the products that they wanted people to buy. Let's see the next page. That was our cattle. This is our cattle sales. And so these are his different auctions that he's running. We white labeled it. It says bid now on the buttons, and it takes them directly to the auction items instead of an overview page, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, so that's a good point. Like if you wanted to change the routing of how something works, that's where you can do it. And we do this for apps as well. So we did it for ICLA. We've got a customized app for an oil and gas company. Genetic Sale is a client that's selling cattle. They have a customized app. The Hockey League ECHL, we have their app. And so you can see that it doesn't have to just be web related as well, that we can completely skin an app. Now, Digital Scene is going to give you a lot of this. So where you don't necessarily, but if you decided, hey, I need something quite different, then this is where that white label would come into play.
Cool. Very good. All right. So how do you get started, Jeff?
Well, I think you need to sign up for Digital Scene. It's $500 per event. If you are a premium or higher customer, it's included in your contract. If you have any questions about it or need to reach out to us about it, you can certainly email your sales rep, or you can email service@handbid.com. And then we can certainly get it enabled for you. You should definitely, as you go through the configuration process, I would rely on that handbook. I would sign up for any help. If you need us to help you or fix anything or whatever, we have those coaching services, and we're certainly willing to work with you to get something looking a little bit better. And that might be in a header image or footer image manipulation, or or helping you get a logo fixed or whatnot. Okay, and then you publish it.
It's that easy. There you go. Perfect. And then some final comments, Jeff.
Yeah. I think your colors are the most important thing that you're going to change on here, because that's what is going to start to tie things together. So definitely use those wisely. The knowledge base is a good place to start for any questions that you have. And again, if you get lost, give us a shout.
Perfect. Well, we do have a couple more questions here. They loved your app. They love the app mapping of digital scene. When would you expect that to go live? And do you even have an answer?
I don't. So we have a couple of things we have to do in here. We've got to add in a mobile tab. We're going to have some, obviously allow you to put in a custom background image there. So you can have a splash page there. And so that I need to see when that's going to get done. And then I think, so let's split this out here for a second. On the iPhone, we're probably 80% done. We've got to go do the iPad app. Android is going to take a little bit longer. So Android folks, I'm sorry. It just takes longer on Android to do this kind of stuff. So, but it's in the works. So I would say, I can't give you a commitment, but it's definitely going to be sometime this fall. We'll push it out.
It's coming, near future. And then I see this up above. It relates to the app, but why would it benefit them to go ahead and jump on and do this via the web right now? What would your answer to that be?
I'm sorry, why wouldn't we jump on and do it now?
Yeah, so does what I create also transfer to the mobile app? If not, what would be the benefit for me?
It will. So most of the app is going to use most of these colors already. So the only thing that's going to be specific to the mobile app is there might be a color or two. I don't think so. We're not going to let you change a lot of the text. Mobile's quite a different canvas, as you can imagine. I mean, there's only certain things that you can do on a screen that small. But I think the only things you're going to change on the mobile app are going to be the font, because I don't want to use Google fonts on an iPhone. We're going to have you use built-in iPhone fonts. So you'll have to set a font, and you'll have to set a header and a splash page image, and then a background image. And once those are set, then I think that you'll find that everything else that you've already created on the web is just going to show up correctly.
Yeah, and I mean, to April, I see your question here. It depends on where people are going to be spending most of their time within Handbid. I mean, are they going to be spending most of their time in the app? Is that where you're pushing people currently to go to bid, even though that feature is coming, but if you need it now, are they going to be spending most of their time in the app, or are they going to be going to the web? We have a lot of hybrid events going on right now, even some virtual events that are coming up. And if you're running an event like that, yeah, I mean, I would push people to the website. A lot of people used the web over the last year. Pretty crazy to see the traffic that has come through on the event site. And so if that is the case, and most of your people are going to be on the web, I'd say go for it. Let's see. Yeah, event not until next spring. Yes, they use the app to bid primarily. Yeah, so should be coming by then.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect. Let's see, anything else? Melissa, did I miss anything? Are we good?
So there's a question about the recording. Yes, the recording is going to be sent out. And then if there's something in here that's missing, definitely let us know, in terms of, an element that you want us to customize or whatnot. Like I said, we're working on the mobile elements of it for the app, but the mobile web is there. And real quick, I mean, I know a lot of you guys have asked, this feature here, which is really handy to pull down. You can download this QR code by hitting the download button here and paste it anywhere you want. That also exists now inside of the event. So if you weren't using digital scene and needed to promote just the event, you can do that here also. because I know that came up earlier.
Well, and then I think the last thing, I don't know if we covered it. We shared a QR code. I mean, you just would get the URL from the site itself once it's published, right? You just copy that URL up at the top.
You can, yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to use the QR code. So if you wanted to go in here and grab this URL right here, it is. Okay. And again, this same event is going to be visible on the Handbid side. It's just that nobody's going to find this brand. You're going to have to send them to this page.
Oh yeah, Jeff, you need to share the screen.
Oh, can I take it back from you, David?
Oh yeah, you can have it. It's yours. There you go.
So yeah, so this page here is not going to show up on the Handbid side, but this auction will show up on the Handbid side. Same auction, just the Handbid brand. Okay. And what I was showing you guys earlier when I wasn't paying attention, that you didn't see it. This QR code that you can download here. Okay. The non-digital scene one is available also. If you go to your event tab in your settings, you can grab it here. Okay. And David, to your point, I mean, you don't have to use QR codes. I mean, I know they've become insanely more popular. I mean, you know, even my 80-year-old father knows how to pull up a QR code so you can see the menu at the restaurant now. So I think people are more comfortable with them, but you certainly, you could just share this URL here with somebody. If you need something that's more customized than this, you know, you want
Spinning
your own
cows
site,
and horses.
if you want spinning cows, you want spinning cows and you want your own domain, we can do that. This is what a white label solution would look like. Okay. Yeah, we've got some fun ones as well. Get bright with it if you wanted to.
I mean, you can even notice there, this one has a search bar because they host a lot of auctions during the season. And then, you know, the cattle guy, he doesn't need a search bar because his auctions are always going to pop up right there on the first page.
Right.
And same as oil and gas here. So those are the type elements that we're able to strip out. And it's very good if you're running a lot of events during the year and want to have that kind of central hub of where all your events are going to be posted. Great option.
Yep.
All right. Well, are there any more questions? I don't see any more coming in. This might be a first, Jeff. We got through a webinar with 10 minutes to spare.
Yeah. Is that because we didn't have Josh and Diana on there?
Probably.
Diana's going to kill me for that comment later. All right, very good. Well, thanks you guys. And again, if you have any other questions or feedback, reach out to us at service@handbid.com. Dive into that knowledge base. If you want to enable digital scene on your account, please reach out to your sales rep or reach out to service. We're happy to help you.
Perfect. Diana said, haha. And then April said, I'm impressed with all the various types of customers you have. It's great. Yes, April. All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thanks for showing up today. And we'll have a follow-up email after this, and you can find it on our website or on our YouTube channel to check out later. Thanks again.
All right. Thanks, everyone.